Forensic accounting combines accounting, investigate, and legal skills to detect fraud and financial manipulation and present evidence in court, a role that become more important after scandals such as Enron, which show the serious impact of financial fraud. Corruption is the abuse of power for personal gain, such as bribery or embezzlement, and it weakens trust, harms economic growth, and distorts fair competition, which is why organizations like Transparency International and the World Bank emphasize strong governance and integrity system. Our objective of this study is to explain how forensic experts have uncovered corruption, examine the investigate techniques used to detect financial crimes, and evaluate how forensic evidence supports legal decisions, often working with authorities such as the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission to ensure reliable and court-ready findings. The Federal Land Development Authority (FLDA) was established in 1956 to reduce rural poverty through agriculture settlement and later grew into a major palm oil and economic institution in Malaysia. Despite its success in improving settlers' livelihood and supporting national development, governance and financial challenges emerged, including corruption allegation involving its former chairman Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad, who was accused of receiving RM 3.09 million linked to the purchase of the Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suites. The case attracted public attention because it raised concerns about transparency, accountability, and the management of public funds within a major government-linked institution. The main individual in the case was Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad, the former chairman of Federal Land Development Authority (FLDA), who was accused and convicted of receiving RM 3.09 million linked to an investment approval. His political aid allegedly acted as an intermediary in transferring the money from a property company director, who was identified as the alleged giver of the bribe. The investigation were handled by officers from the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, while the trial was presided over by High Court Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali, who delivered the initial guilty verdict in 2021. FLDA itself was central to the case because the alleged corruption was linked to an investment decision affecting its assets and governance. The case began with allegations that between 2014 and 2015, Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad, the chairman of Federal Land Development Authority, received RM 3.09 million linked to FLDA's subsidiary purchase of the Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suites, with the prosecution arguing the payments were gratification connected to his official decision. In 2021, the High Court convicted him and imposed a prison sentence and fine, but in 2024, the Court of Appeal Malaysia overturned the conviction due to doubts about evidence and procedure. The prosecution appealed, and on 10 February 2026, the Federal Court of Malaysia reinstated the conviction and sentence, reaffirming the senior public officers are accountable for corruption and highlighting the importance of transparency and governance in public institutions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ayub Izani bin Abdul Muttalib. So now I will continue with fraud scheme in the FLDA case involving Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad and Federal Land Development Authority FLDA regarding the Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suite acquisition. So the first is bribery or receiving gratifications. So alleged receipt of RM 3.09 million as gratifications. Payment linked to approval of the 160 million ringgit hotel acquisitions represent a kickback scheme where personal benefit is received in exchange for influencing on official decisions. The second one is abuse of position. As a FLDA chairman, Muhammad Isa had significant authority over investment decisions. Alleged misuse of this authority for personal benefit and non-inauditing as management override of control, a major fraud risk. Fraud occurs when official power is exercised for private gain rather than organization interest. So the third one is criminal breach of trust (CBT). FLDA manage settler and public fund, creating a fiduciary duty to act honestly. CBT occur when a person entrusts with property dishonesty, misuse it, or acts against the organization interest. So important to distinguish between poor business judgment and dishonest intent. So the fourth one is investment manipulations. The RM 160 million ringgit purchase price raised questions about whether it reflected fair market value. In corruption case, prices may be inflated to create hidden commission or bribes. Overpricing alone does not automatically prove fraud. So the last one is use of intermediaries. So alleged payment were channeled through intermediaries used to reduce traceability and detection risk. Common tactic in corruption to hide direct link between. Next, I will explain the fraud diamond in the case of Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad with FLDA. So the first one is pressure. Alleged personal financial gain from receiving RM 3.09 million ringgit linked to the hotel acquisitions. Possible desire to maintain status, influence and lifetime, and treats an incentive to misuse authority for personal benefit. The second one is opportunity. As a FLDA chairman, Muhammad Isa had significant authority over investment decision. Concentration of power allow potential management override of controls, and weak independence oversight increase the chance to exploit official position. The third one is rationalizations. Individual may justify misconduct by believing the investment benefit Felda or that everyone does it. Internal reasoning allow one to reduce guilt and maintain self-image while committing frauds. The fourth and the last is capability. Leadership position, authority, and organizational knowledge enable Muhammad Isa to execute and counsel the alleged misconduct. Use of intermediaries to channel payment show operational sophistications. Distinguish those who can commit fraud successfully from those who cannot, even under pressure. Okay, now I will explain about fraud motivation in the Felda case. The first one is personal financial gains. Alleged receipt of RM 3.09 million linked to hotel acquisition approval. Direct monetary benefit act as a primary incentive and motivates the decision maker to misuse authority for personal enrichment. The second one is abuse of position or power. Chairman role gave significant authority over investment decisions. Power can be exploited to influence outcome for personal benefits. Motivation arises from ability to act with low perceived risk of detections. The third one is lifestyle maintenance or enhancement. Senior executive may feel pressure to maintain a certain standard of living or social status. Gratification payments will support lifestyle expectation beyond official salary. Subtle motivational factor combining social pressure with personal gain. The fourth one is perceived low risk of detection. Belief that internal control can be overridden, reduce fear of consequences. Motivation increases when fraud seems achievable with minimal oversights. Encourage unethical action if the individual feel impunity is likely. And the last one is influence and network benefits. Potential to strengthen political or business relationships and enhance information, influence and access to future opportunity. And motivation extend beyond money to strategy or relation gains.
Now I will explain about the ethical behavior of the case. The Felda corruption case involving former chairman Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad shows several important ethical issues in leadership. First is abuse of power and authority. As chairman, he had responsibility to approve investment for Felda's benefit. But in this case, that authority was misused when he accepted gratifications related to the Merdeka Palace Hotel acquisition. This means the power given for organizational purposes was used for personal gain. Second is corruption and lack of integrity. Leaders are supposed to make decisions honestly and not to be influenced by personal benefits. However, accepting 3.09 million in bribes shows that personal incentive affected an official decision, which is the clear unethical. Third is conflict of interest. Because he received money from a party linked to the investment, his personal interest conflicted with his duty to act in Felda's best interest. This reduced fairness and transparency in the approval process. The case also shows breach of public trust and lack of accountability. Felda managed resources for settlers, so corruption at top level makes stakeholders lose confidence in leadership. Overall, this case shows how unethical behavior by senior leaders can damage trust, organizational integrity. The main finding of the Felda case is the conviction of former chairman Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad for receiving 3.09 million ringgit in bribes linked to the hotel acquisition. The court confirmed that the money was corruption of payments connected to his official role. This proved he abused his authority for personal gain. It also shows that even high public official can be held legally responsible. The investigation also found that Felda's investment approval process were influenced by corruption. Decisions that should be based on financial and organizational benefits were affected by personal incentives. This shows weaknesses in governance and internal control. Another finding is that the payments were made through an intermediary, which was his political officer. This means the corruption was planned and hidden, not accidental. After conviction, he received prison sentence and fines. This sends a strong message that corruption has serious consequences. Overall, the case shows that leaders can be investigated and punished, which strengthens anti-corruption enforcement. The Felda corruption case involving former chairman Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad had several impacts on the organization and society. First, it damaged Felda's reputation. Felda is known for helping rural development and settlers, so corruption at leadership level created the perception of the organization was not managed properly. This reduced public trust. The case also affected confidence among Felda settlers. They depend on Felda to manage resources for their benefits. When corruption happens in investment decisions, settlers may feel the organization funds were not used in their interests. The scandal also increased attention and on governance and oversight in government-linked agencies. It shows weaknesses in approval controls and leadership accountability, so stronger monitoring and transparency are needed. At the public level, the case influenced how people see the leadership integrity in Malaysia. It raised concern about misuse of power, but at the same time showed that even powerful leaders can be punished. Right, overall, the case increased awareness about the corruption risks and the importance of ethical leadership in public institutions.
In the Felda case, we learned 5 powerful lessons about safeguarding public institutions. First, effective internal governance is essential. When control systems are weak, bad decisions slip through easily. Strong audit, clear procedure, and constant oversight prevent costly mistakes and corruption. Second, leadership integrity shape institutional trust. When leaders are accused of misconduct, confidence collapses. Ethical, transparent leadership set the tone for the entire organization. Third, transparency in major financial transactions is non-negotiable. Closed-door deals, unclear valuation, and missing documentation allow wrongdoing to stay hidden. Open reporting and independent checks protect public fund. Fourth, public institution needs skilled professional leaders, not political appointees. When positions are filled based on loyalty instead of expertise, decisions become risky, inconsistent, and vulnerable to manipulation. Finally, whistleblower protection is crucial. People closest to the system often see problem first, but without safety, they stay silent. Protecting whistleblower ensure early detection of misconduct and strengthen accountability. These 5 lessons show that integrity, professionalism, transparency, and strong control are the foundation of trustworthy public institutions. Here are 5 key recommendations to strengthen governance and prevent financial mismanagement in organizations like Felda. First, we need stronger internal governance. This means better documentation, multi-layer approval, and independent check that help detect problems early and prevent any person from holding too much power. Second, all investment decisions must follow strict due diligence. Comprehensive market research, proper valuation, and transparent reporting can stop overpriced or low-quality purchase before they happen. Third, independent auditing is essential. Regular external audit and empower audit committees ensure that suspicious transactions are questioned and weaknesses are identified before they escalate. Fourth, ethical conduct must be reinforced. Clear conflict of interest rules, strict accountability, and protected whistleblowing channel encourage honesty reporting and prevent hidden abuse. Finally, organizations need professional, merit-based leadership combined with real-time monitoring and better coordination between oversight agencies. This ensures decisions serve the public interest, not political agendas. Together, this reform creates stronger accountability, safeguard public resources, and build long-term trust in our institution. So, in conclusion, the corruption scandal involving the Federal Land Development Authority, which is Felda, its subsidiary Felda Investment Corporation, and former chairman Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad exposed serious governance failure with internal control and unethical leadership, highlighted by the irregular purchase of the Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suite. Investigation by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission revealed abuse of power, lack of due diligence, and affiliate asset purchase, showing how misconduct by a few can undermine public trust and affect the welfare of the thousands of settlers dependent on the Felda. This case underscores the need for strong oversight, transparent procurement, and ethical leadership, and effective whistleblowing mechanism to prevent corruption and ensure accountability in public institutions.